Day.
Oh.
I don't think it's the rock band,
No.
but Kiss Day. So maybe ask first.
Oh, I started the day with that today. I've had three or four in the bank already.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, Mike.
It is also maybe related National Bluebird of Happiness Day.
Really?
Yes, and a kiss would the Bluebird of Happiness, isn't that was that Snow White?
Yeah.
As she's singing, and then the bluebird is
Lifting the veil up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the heck with that. Yeah.
It's National Punctuation Day.
Yeah, who's using that anymore? Especially, I saw this morning the death of the semicolon. Has anyone used a semicolon recently at all for anything? A semicolon is like the penny of words. They're getting rid of it. I mean, it's just getting run out of town on a rail. Seriously, does anybody use a semicolon anymore?
The only, you know what I use? This is the one piece, and Deb well, she doesn't hate it, but matter of fact, she's using it now too.
Yeah, okay.
She's using it now too, because what's the primary way we write? It's texting, right? Maybe an email.
And we make up our own language, by the way.
Even emails, I do this too. It's the ellipsis.
Yeah.
It's, hey, Joe, ... I'll see you after 3:00 today, ... Don't forget the golf balls.
Yeah. Okay. ... Yeah, and it's, yeah. ...
That's the only one I use.
Please. Okay.
Main one I use.
Not bad. All right.
No? And there's one other holiday.
What other big holiday?
This one, it's kind of exclusive, hoity-toity. It is National Cherries Jubilee Day.
I saw that.
And I will tell you,
that is one rich dessert.
It is. And if you have it done, when it's done right, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's just one of those great moments.
Yes.
I almost said something I shouldn't have said, but,
So to put a little on ice cream.
Oh yeah, I know. It just dripping down the sides.
Like Bananas Foster.
And then
only
you
with
bite
cherries.
into it, and you got a pit in the cherry, and it ruins the whole thing.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, of course, if you have Cherries Jubilee with any kind of class making it, you would never ever have a pit in the cherry, ever.
How are you going to? You think artificial intelligence will make that a thing of the past?
I don't know. Speaking of which, I saw artificial intelligence. They're going to have in Major League Baseball in 2026.
What are they doing?
Artificial intelligence as umpires. Okay.
What? I haven't heard this.
They have some of that now, but they're actually real people. No, I'm sorry. That was bad. I just slapped myself. But yes, I saw the story this morning somewhere about that. I have to go back here because I'd have to fight it the whole way through to find where that is. But yeah, they were talking about the idea that they're going to have artificial intelligence would be the, here it is, robot umpires. Okay. You're out. Don't argue with me. I've had it. Anyway, robot umpires are getting called up to the big leagues next season. Major League Baseball's 11-man competition committee on Tuesday approved use of the automated ball/strike system in the major leagues in 2026. Human plate umpires will still call balls and strikes, but teams can challenge 2 calls per game and get additional appeals at extra innings. Challenges must be made by a pitcher, catcher, or batter. Signaled by tapping their helmet or cap. Those that can't say, hey, right. I'm challenging. You tap the hat. And a team retain its challenge if successful. Reviews will be shown as digital graphics on outfield scoreboards, video boards. Yeah.
Robot ump.
Yeah. New York Yankees outfielder Austin Slater, one of the 4 players on the competition committee, said 3 voted in favor after getting support from 22 of the 30 teams. All 6 management reps voted in favor. I think with any sort of the technology, there's not 100% certainty of the accurateness of the system, Slater said. I think the same can be said of umpires. So I think it's just coming to grips with the impact that technology is going to have, and whether or not we were willing to live with that error that was associated with the system, even if the error is very, very minuscule. Big league umpires call roughly 94% of pitches correctly, according to ump scorecards.
So is AI going to improve that? Is that what they're hoping? Or?
I think what they're doing is, they're tipping their toes in the water here by saying, okay, you got to challenge. You can challenge every now and then. And if you win the challenge, you get to retain your challenge. So that's kind of neat. But we'll see what happens. Adding the robot umpires is likely to cut down on ejections. MLB said 61.5% of ejections among players, managers, and coaches last year related to balls and strikes, as were 60.3% this season through Sunday. So the ejections are almost always, 2/3 of the time about balls and strikes. So there you go.
But, it's not supposed to be perfect, is it?
Well, that's the fun part about it. What we talk about the following morning if it was. Another, non-interesting game last night. You don't hear of anybody punching a robot out. I mean, you just are getting up underneath there, kicking dust on a robot. One of the greatest things I ever saw here a few years back when the Revs were, the minor leagues always experimented with stuff before the major leagues ever got them. Well, they had the balls and strikes being called by, artificial intelligence upstairs here at Wellspring Park. Mm-hmm. And I was here the first night they did it, and it was great. I'm always in favor of a little chaos. I'll tell you this story when we come back. I'm going to tease you a little bit because this is a really neat story, by the way.
And since you mentioned the Revs, we've got highlights from last night's game.
Oh, yeah, said Randy Savage. Anyway, we'll be right back here on the Gary Sutton Show on WOYK.
Line, the 1-2, and a swing and a drive. Line shot to right and gone. Kyle Martin with a rocket. And the Revs are on the board here in the fourth inning. It's 3-1. Bell, the wind-up pitch. Swing and a drive in left field. This will send Amaral back onto the track. At the wall, it is. Hang on, he crashes. Revs side celebrating. It's gone. Chris Williams with a home run onto the hill in left field, and it's 3-2 here in the fifth inning. 1-1. Swing the ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit. Base hit center field. Arocho scores. Here comes Martin. He scores. And Shane Fontana with a 2-run single up the middle. Revs lead it 6-3 here in the eighth. Cam will go full wind up. Pitch. He swings, grounds it. Second base. Miller there. He's got it. Throws to first. It's over. The York Revolution win it. They have swept the Stormers in 3. 6-3 the final in game 3. And another late game comeback win. It's on to the final for the 5th time in franchise history.
The game got started late because of rain last night, and I went to bed. It was about third inning. They were down 2-0. I said, we got this one. We're down 2-0 like we have in every other game so far. 2-0, 3-0, 2-0. And again, the Revs come back late innings. If you're Lancaster, you finish the season shell-shocked.
Yeah.
Because you had every single one of those games in a pretty good place, and every single one of those games got beat. And so the Revs now get ready for the weekend series against either High Point or Gastonia, who have yet to decide who's going to be a champion in that division, the South Division. And that will start at home this weekend, and we'll give you a few more particulars on that later on in the day and tomorrow as well. But the Revs move on into the championship series, 5th time in franchise history. And, of course, being the defending champions, they now have D.C. behind their names, defending champion, and looking forward to seeing what they can do with one of the two teams from North Carolina. I was telling you about the whole thing with robotic umpires before the break. And I was here the first night that they did the robotic umpires. And I was watching what happened, because what would happen is they would, throw the pitch, and then there'd just be a momentary pause, and then the umpire would make the call. And I guess the AI, the robot, whatever form it was in, would give him the call, and then he'd make the call. Well, long around the 3rd or 4th inning, a guy doesn't like the call. So he turns around and he starts arguing with the umpire. And I'm sitting there going, this is great.